Back here on Breakfast Television, that's Alessia Cara, the song The Wild Things. That's your latest one, your latest single. Thank you for joining us this morning on Breakfast Television.
Thank you.
Last night, you're on La Voix right here in Quebec. Must have been an amazing time and a unique experience. How was that?
It was really cool. I actually had never performed with other people before. I've never done that, so that was really interesting to be able to do that. And I don't know, they're really, really talented. So
you're only 19 years old, and now you're already appearing as, you know, on singing competition shows as someone to look up to for young stars that are trying to make their break in the music industry. How does it feel to be already at your age someone that young singers are looking up to?
It's crazy. It's crazy, especially because, you know, a lot of them are my age or older than me. So the fact that they can look up to me is really, really cool. And I feel like I'm speaking with my music. I'm speaking for a lot of people my age anyway. So I think that's why they can resonate with it. You know?
Alessia, I think we all heard you when that song Here came on the radio. For a lot of us, we heard this and we became instantly a fan of yours. And I know that pretty much is what happened to someone who's very big in the U.S. Jimmy Fallon heard your song and said, let's get her on our show. How was that performing on The Tonight Show? That
was awesome. He's the coolest guy ever, and I'm such a big fan of his. He's like one of my favorite people ever. So doing that was literally like the craziest thing I'd ever done before.
And you've been on the show again. You've already been on twice.
I've been on twice. Yeah, he had me back. It was the coolest thing.
That doesn't happen to a lot of people, right? To get the second call from The Tonight Show of all things. So how do you feel being in such unique company?
It's awesome. It's so nice. It's really flattering to know that, especially as a young person. I'm only 19, like you said. So I mean, like you said, I am 19. But the fact that, you know, I'm getting embraced by so many great people is really cool.
The song that really struck a chord with a lot of people, that song Here, which came out of a party that you were very bored at, probably didn't want to be at. Are you sort of happy you're at that boring party because it led to this song?
Absolutely. Well, now, definitely, yeah. I always say, like, I owe the guy who threw the party. He's one of my friends. I always tell him, like, I owe you something. I don't know what I owe you, but you're awesome. Thank you.
Would you say you're somewhat of an introvert? That you're someone that doesn't like to be the center of attention, or is that?
Definitely, yeah. I think there are many, I guess, different definitions of what an introvert is. But to me, I feel like I am introverted in certain situations, especially social situations like that party. I get kind of shy, and, you know, of course, you have to kind of be somewhat extroverted to have the job that I have, of course. But in certain situations, I get kind of uncomfortable, definitely.
And so how does that play out in your career now? Obviously, you say there's certain situations where you're more comfortable, but in your and I think you've said this, that no 2 days have been the same for you since all the success that you've had.
Exactly,
so going through your day-to-day life now, how does that play out? Where do you find you know, your inner self comes out more?
I guess through doing it every day and kind of practicing and growing, to be honest. I think as I grow and I get older, I'm starting to figure out who I am, not only as an artist, but as a person, and I'm getting more comfortable in my skin, which is really cool. And also just finding that sense of normality, whether that be like, you know, having close people around me or just finding a time where I can just be me and not have to worry about all this crazy stuff, sometimes turning it off.
You are the 2016 Breakthrough Artist of the Year at the Junos this year. Big recognition. How does it feel? Obviously, you have the success when it comes to the charts, but now you're also getting the critical acclaim and that kind of success. How does that feel for you?
That's awesome. I mean, that award is really cool because it's one thing to be recognized for a song, but it's another to be recognized for the artist you are and the person and the vision you have. It's really, really cool. So that was a big flattering moment for me.
So you were going to go on a solo tour of Europe, and you canceled it, but you said, oh, hold on, hang on tight. This isn't bad news. This is something really cool is going to come out of this. And then we find out that you were going to open for Coldplay on their European tour. How did that come about?
Oh my goodness, they literally just called and asked. We have the same agent, and Chris Martin apparently asked, which is even cooler because it was direct, and I don't even know what to say. They're my favorite band, and like my mom was freaking out too because it's her favorite band too. So
you'll be with them throughout the summer? How many tour dates are you doing with them?
I think it's about, how many? It's about 30 altogether because I'm doing their US and European tour.
You're doing the US tour as well?
Yeah. So it's like I'm with them. Yeah.
Okay, how does it feel? Because it just seems to me, and I mentioned it before with Jimmy Fallon, that kind of stuff, it seems to me, and it's happened to me as well. I hear your song for the very first time, and the story I hear from so many people, they just heard the song, and within 10 seconds, they say, who is this person? I want to know who they are. it seems like you're catching on in an instant. It's not like I need to listen to you 4 times before I get you. I'm like, wow, how does that feel to get these phone calls from people like Coldplay, like Jimmy Fallon?
It's amazing. It's the craziest thing. You know, this album we made like 3 years ago in Toronto in like a little studio. I never thought anyone was going to hear them, and the fact that it's just catching on this well is like the most amazing thing. The ideal thing as an artist too. It's so amazing.
And you mentioned Toronto. Here in Montreal, we're very proud of our city as a music city. You know, we've got our artists, our Grammy winners that have come out of this city.
Of course, yeah.
But it seems like if you needed to, draft an all-star music team this year, you would draft yourself and Drake from the Six, Toronto.
Oh, yes, the Six.
What is happening in the Six? Why is Toronto becoming all of a sudden, I mean, maybe not all of a sudden, but it seems to be really a musical center of the world right now?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I feel like a lot of people like Drake and like big artists like The Weeknd and Drake and Justin Bieber even have opened so many doors for artists coming out of there because people are paying attention now, I feel, and it's a lot easier to make it out of Canada in general now. I feel like we're not the underdogs anymore. It's great.
Not the underdogs at all, and you're also getting accolades from Taylor Swift. What does that mean for you? I mean, is there a bigger star in the world right now on the music scene than Taylor Swift?
No, and also I feel like she's not only just her caliber, but I feel like just her talent, and she's just such a awesome, great songwriter and artist, and the fact that she said that she enjoys my music and was analyzing my music and asking me about my music is really, really just awesome. She's really cool.
Alessia Cara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. YouTube search her right now, Wild Things in Here. You're going to listen to 10 seconds. It will change your life. I'm telling you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day here in Montreal.
Thank
and
you.
your big tour with Coldplay. There
Thank
she
you.
is. Still more ahead on Breakfast Television.
I'll be over here.